school, people started picking on Ethan, and it was like every week it got worse. The jokes, the whispers, the stares, it was nonstop. You'd think they'd get bored, but nope, they just kept piling it on. Did I feel sorry for him? No. Justice was served to the biggest bully of the school, and everyone was kinda happy. You're loving this, aren't you?
Are you kidding? Watching Ethan get a triple dose of karma? This is the best day of my life.
I pushed open the door and froze. My jaw on the floor, my brain completely fried. You? What are you doing in our house?
Your house? Are you crazy? This is our house.
Before I could toss my shoes at him, Mom strolled in behind me.
Ellie, why are you yelling? Oh,
she froze. Just then, a man waltzed in from the hallway looking confused. My mortal enemy and my biggest bully was in my house. Correction, in his house. No, wait, our house? Hi, I'm Ellie, and I just walked into my literal worst nightmare. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around because this drama, it's just getting started. Oh wait, let me rewind so you get the full picture of how we ended up here. Mom and I had to move after our house literally burnt down in an accident. After spending a whole month in the world's saddest motel, we finally found the cutest house. Great neighborhood? Check. Close to school? Check. And the best part, my BFF David lives just around the corner. I was super excited for our big move. But here's the plot twist no one expected. Turned out that the real estate agent, a certified moron, double rented the house and then vanished. Crazy, right? Just when we thought things were settling down, Ethan's dad told us we had to leave. And that's when Mom completely lost it.
I paid for this place and no one is kicking us out. Hey, we got here first, and I'm not letting some random lady push us around. Fine, and we'll be staying here too because I have paid already, and I am not leaving until that idiot agent shows up with my money.
And that's how I got stuck living with my biggest bully, Ethan, and his control freak dad. Total nightmare. Living with Ethan was like living in a total prank show. Even if I locked my door, he'd find a way to mess with me. Like hiding my shoes before school, filling my bag with random stuff, and messing with my food. Even the adults couldn't stand each other. Ethan's dad, a carpenter with a love for sawdust. My mom, an interior decorator with zero tolerance for mess. Put that together, and it's a recipe for disaster.
You cannot dump your wood shavings everywhere. My client's fabrics are covered with it. Close the window, genius.
I like fresh air.
Then enjoy it with a side of sawdust. Bon appetit.
It was like a crazy reality TV show 24/7. The drama at home wrecked my sleep schedule, and one lunchtime I dozed off in the cafeteria only to be woken up by Ethan pouring the most disgusting, smelly water all over me. I shot up, furious. I was ready to claw Ethan's eyes out when David ran to the scene.
Hey, Ethan, are you insane?
Cue my BFF David. We met when we were 5 because his grandma lived next door. Every weekend, David and I would hang out, and since then, he's always had my back. When it comes to dealing with Ethan, he's like my personal knight in shining armor, minus the horse. Now, back to this situation. David swung at Ethan right in the eye, and fists began flying everywhere. Now, you're probably asking, what did you do to make Ethan hate you so much? And the answer? Absolutely nothing. I'm pretty, get amazing grades, have the world's best BFF, and spend my free time drawing comic strips. But hey, that is my secret and only David knows. But let me tell you, dealing with Ethan at school and at home turned things totally chaotic. That swamp water incident was the final straw. It was time to fight back, and I was gonna make it viral. That night after Ethan fell asleep, I grabbed my waterproof eyeliner and drew dark lines under his eyes, then went full-on Picasso with some red spots all over his body. And then I snipped some of his hair. By the time Ethan started stirring the next morning, I was already outside his door pretending to have the most important conversation on the phone. You mean Jessica and Frank have the disease too? The symptoms are red spots, dark circles under the eyes, and no way, falling out hair? I peeked inside at Ethan, who looked like he was about to cry. And you're saying the only cure is licking the back of a frog within 3 hours of catching it, or you'll start to lose feeling in your limbs and be bedridden forever? I barely held back a giggle as Ethan bolted from his room and ran outside desperately pawing through the bushes like a maniac. And then, bingo, he spotted the largest frog, the grossest frog I'd ever seen, and gave it the most awkward, cringe-worthy lick ever. Oh, this was way too good to be true. Ethan's face, priceless. Then I recorded everything. I literally went viral on social media. By the time Ethan realized he'd been hit with the prank of the century, he had bigger issues to deal with. When he got to school, students were pointing at him, whispering and literally making fun of him. He thought it was because of his new look, thanks to me, but I knew it was something far worse. David sprinted over with a huge grin on his face.
Ellie, this is epic! Shh! So you finally decided to give him a taste of his medicine.
After leaving Ethan's room last night, I decided to create a whole comic series, Ethan the Menace Chronicles. Yes, of course, anonymously, and one juicy issue per week. At school, people started picking on Ethan, and it was like every week it got worse. The jokes, the whispers, the stares, it was nonstop. You'd think they'd get bored, but nope, they just kept piling it on. Did I feel sorry for him? No. Justice was served to the biggest bully of the school, and everyone was kinda happy. You're loving this, aren't you?
Are you kidding? Watching Ethan get a triple dose of karma? This is the best day of my life.
The comics went viral faster than a Kardashian breakup, and Ethan was the new meme sensation. At first, Ethan tried to find out who it was by shoving kids and threatening them, but guess what? The tables had turned, honey. Kids were finally snapping back.
You think you can push me around? You couldn't even steal candy from a baby!
Still trying to act tough after you turned into a meme? Loser. Ethan had no choice but to back down like a sad puppy. The predator had totally downgraded to the prey. Meanwhile, I was finally getting some peace at home as well. No more feeling like I was walking on eggshells. After a month of Ethan leaving me alone both at home and school, things finally got a lot better. David and I decided to celebrate with ice cream. Then something totally strange happened.
If I could be as close to you as that ice cream on your face, I'd never leave.
I looked into his eyes, so dreamy, and my heart did an Olympic backflip. Then his fingers brushed mine, and I freaked, jumping so fast the cone landed on his head. Did he just confess? No, no, no! Mortified, I bolted before he could say a word. What the heck just happened? A few minutes later, I was walking towards the front door of the house when I heard it. Ethan and his dad literally yelling in the garage.
Where did you even get this money? I have my ways, Dad. You mean stealing? You need to stop messing around, or you'll end up in a situation I wouldn't be able to help you out of.
Ethan's words shot through the air like daggers.
I am in a situation you can't help me out of, because you can't provide for me.
He slammed the money onto the workbench.
Take the money, Dad, or do you prefer we starve and live on the streets?
Without another word, Ethan stormed out, leaving his dad standing there looking totally drained. I stood there, my heart twisting. Was this why Ethan was such a jerk all this time? He's not just angry at the world, he's angry at his dad. I couldn't even feel mad anymore, just a little bit sad for him. Ellie, just pretend you didn't hear anything. I mean, come on, Ethan's not your problem anymore, right? But something inside me just wouldn't drop it. I instantly regretted what I'd done earlier as revenge. Maybe I'd taken things too far. Instead of letting my regret drain me, I decided to fix things. So I launched Operation Help Ethan without him knowing. As I was planning my next move in my room, I heard Mom's laughter float through my window. I instantly saw out the window, surprised. There she was walking up the driveway with Ethan's dad. Wait, she's walking and laughing? With him? It seemed like the adults had finally put their drama aside. Maybe if this mission goes well, Ethan and I could be friends too. A girl can dream at least, right? Over the next 2 weeks, I secretly paid for his school trip and topped up his lunch. Helping Ethan kept my mind off the awkward moment with David. We hadn't talked, probably because we were both avoiding it. Fine by me, more time for Ethan. Then one afternoon after I found a super cool gaming t-shirt at the mall, I snuck into Ethan's room, and just as I was about to put it in his wardrobe, I heard footsteps. Then Ethan's voice. Oh crap! I threw the shirt into the wardrobe, slammed it shut, and dove under the bed without thinking. Huge mistake. Ew! The stench under there hit me like a truck. Socks, gross, evil socks everywhere. I could feel my eyes watering, but I clamped my hands over my mouth, trying not to gag. Ew, ew, ew. Just then, the door creaked open and Ethan walked in. If he caught me, I was toast. Crispy toast. I hid until Ethan slept, then I immediately bolted to my room. Bam! I ran right into his dad coming out of Mom's room. What in the freaking bananas? My brain short-circuited. I just needed to run and take a hot bath to forget everything. I bolted to my room and slammed the door. In the shower, all I could think was, why was Ethan's dad coming out of Mom's room? The next day, something totally weird happened. I found a white rose in my locker and it had a little tag attached. Thanks for the t-shirt. P.S. Next time you want to hide under someone's bed, hide those big feet of yours, Ethan. He knew? And said nothing.
Hey.
I spun around so fast that I almost gave myself whiplash. David was standing there looking nervous. Hi, when did you come? His eyes zeroed in on the rose.
A secret admirer?
No secret, it's from Ethan. David looked ready to explode.
So wait, you and Ethan are all chummy now?
What was his problem? Last I checked, I didn't sign an exclusive friend contract.
Seriously, Ellie?
David, are you jealous?
Of course not.
But then the next morning, David, showing up with a huge bouquet of roses on the porch, said a lot more. This showed a silent signal, calling David and Ethan to battle. Over the next few weeks, it was a full-on battle of the boys, and it got wild. If Ethan was with me and I kneeled to pet a cat, David suddenly appeared with a cat army for me to pet. David wrote me a sweet note, but Ethan went big and made a cute scene at lunch. At first, it was fun, until they started turning it into a full-on tug of war, with me stuck in the middle. And honestly, I was so tired. Guys, stop it! So I came up with what I thought was a genius plan. Hang out with David during school and with Ethan at home. Balanced, right? Or wrong? You see, over the next few weeks, everything changed, including the dynamics between Ethan's and my family's. Things started getting better. Ethan and I got super close and talked about everything, and even super secret stuff.
Mom stole all Dad's savings and ran off to Hollywood to become an actress, and Dad, he got himself too busy for anything.
Oh, I felt really sad for him. He really had a very tough life. And even though we didn't hang out at school, he'd wave or I'd catch him staring at me during class. I guess David noticed because my fun, carefree bestie had turned into a moody grumpy, getting mad over the smallest stuff.
So you think it's cool to borrow my charger and not give it back?
Huh? It was like Ethan had become this breath of fresh air, and David, he'd become a storm cloud every single day. So I began to avoid him, like totally. And then one afternoon, Ethan and I were battling over the last piece of glazed donut in a cafe when David stormed in looking like he was ready to explode. I froze mid-bite, Ethan too.
This guy bullied you for years, and now you've replaced me with him? Calm down, dude.
David, this is why I've stopped hanging out with you. It's always some drama. I grabbed Ethan's arm, fuming. Let's go. Of course, David followed us out like a shadow, refusing to disappear.
Why do you girls always go for the guys who treat you like trash first, instead of the guy who's been there since day one?
I blinked and spun around. What are you even talking about? And then it happened.
I love you, Ellie. I always have. That's why I've been so uptight lately. He swept you off your feet and it's breaking my heart.
The air just vanished from my lungs. David loved me? Like, loved me?
Whoa there, lover boy. For the record, Ellie loves you, not me. We're just friends. She talks about you non-stop. It's borderline annoying.
He turned to me.
Ellie, I'll see you at home.
As Ethan walked away, David stepped closer, his voice softening. Why didn't you tell me you loved me all this while?
Maybe the same reason you didn't. Fear that you didn't feel the same way about me.
He brushed a strand of my hair behind my ear. My heart did a cartwheel.
I didn't want to risk losing you to anyone else. Will you be my girl?
Tears welled up in my eyes as I nodded. Yes, David, I will. I pulled him into a kiss and it was magical. He exhaled, grinning, then he hesitated.
But I want you to stay away from Ethan.
Stop being such a baby. I love you, so just trust me, okay? He sighed, finally giving me the softest smile.
Okay, I trust you.
That night, when I walked through the front door, I felt like I was floating. And finally, everything was perfect. And then during dinner, Mom and Ethan's dad dropped a mega bombshell. They were dating. Looking back, it all clicked. The way she'd laugh at his dad jokes, the constant outings, and the other stuff. Yeah, that made sense now. But honestly, if Ethan's dad made Mom happy, then I was happy for them. The next morning, Ethan and I were having breakfast when his dad walked in.
Hey, Ellie. David told me you drew some amazing comics a few weeks ago and they went viral.
My stomach dropped.
Comics? So it was you behind all that? Oh my god! Did you know how those stupid comics of yours ruined my reputation? My social life? Do you even get how much I've suffered because of your little viral joke?
Suffered? I totally lost it. Have you forgotten how you tormented me? I cried myself to sleep so many nights because of you!
At least I never pretended to be your friend while I stabbed you in the back. I'd rather have no friends than fake friends like you.
Tears pricked my eyes as he stormed off. I stood there for a long moment, like I just lost a part of myself. David told him about my comics? On purpose? I felt so betrayed by David that I just ran to my bedroom and curled up on my bed. Everything was falling apart, and it felt like there wasn't enough glue in the world to fix it. For days, I locked myself in my room and didn't pick up David's call. He literally used my comics against me to tear us apart. I couldn't stand him anymore. I hated him for what he did. Then one morning, I was jolted awake by a loud banging on my door.
Ellie, your mom, she collapsed.
My heart sank. I yanked the door open and rushed downstairs. Ethan's dad was already lifting Mom into his van. 20 agonizing minutes later, I was stuck in the waiting room with Ethan, my mind spiraling into worst-case scenarios. Then I felt an arm around me.
It's gonna be okay. I'm sorry for how I treated you. And David, I deserved it all.
I'm sorry too.
And I'm sorry, 3.
We turned to see David standing there.
Ellie, I'm here to apologize. I was just jealous of how close you and Ethan were. I needed him to stay away from you.
David, are you crazy? Ethan is my half-brother, dummy! So you don't have to worry about him. My mom and his dad are now a thing. David looked shocked and relieved.
But you never told me this. Can you forgive me? I went a bit too far in my jealousy.
I rolled my eyes playfully. I guess I have no choice but to forgive, since you're my best friend and all.
And don't forget your boyfriend.
Finally, Mom and Ethan's dad came out smiling. Mom, are you okay?
Everything's fine. We've got a great news. We've decided to take a trip together. As a family.
I blinked, not expecting that. A family trip?
Yeah, we thought it would be nice for all of us to spend some time together. Just the 4 of us, getting to know each other better. And David, you're also invited to join.
It's time we all had some fun and made some memories. No stress, just us. I looked at David, then at Ethan, who was surprisingly quiet but nodded, sounds good, feeling the tension ease off.